A good afternoon from San Antonio, Texas, and Joint Base Lackland. It's the midway point of this 2017 Armed Forces Basketball Championships, and this is a rematch, the first one on the men's side between the 2-1 Army and 2-1 Marines. There's a look at the standings, so a three-way tie at the top for the men, and point differential is where the tiebreakers are. So Army is first, Air Force second, and the Marines are third. So let's meet the starting lineups for both of these teams. We will start with the Marines coming in 2-1. Master Gunnery Sergeant Alonzo Higginson starts. Number 3, Sergeant Montonio Keenan. Number 5, First Lieutenant Kevin Alter. Number 11, Corporal Brian Baptiste. Number 15, Lance Corporal Lundell Lennon. And number 24, Corporal Domenico Jacobs. Starting today for the 2-1 Army team and head coach Captain Carl Little. Number 3, Specialist Marcus Heath. Number 10, Sergeant Tyron Beal. Number 11, First Lieutenant Kyle Wilson. Number 13, Captain Ella Ellis. And number 22, Specialist Darrell Henderson. Those are the starters for both of these teams. Army defeated the Marines 97-59 in their opening day victory. Points in the paint, 52-18 to Army. Tyron Beal, 18 points to lead Army. 13 for Delvin Henderson. For the Marines, it was Daquan Isaiah with 15 on 5 of 13 shooting. Kevin Alter also added 11. Lundell Lennon with 9 and 6. In that first meeting, Army shot 53%, holding the Marines to just 26% from the field. And overall in the tournament, Army averaging 89 points per game, shooting 48% and holding opponents just under 36%. So the Marines in the red, Army is in the white, and the tip is controlled by Army. So if Army wins today, it's still a three-way tie, but they're in good position at 4-1 to get to that final championship game. And Tyron Beal has been the big story for Army. When he gets it in the post, it's that turnaround hook shot that you saw right there. He has been money here in this tournament. Tyron Beal shooting 64% from the field, averaging 13 and 5 per game. For the Marines, Alter has been shooting deadly from behind the arc. The Marines had a tough shooting night against Army, as I mentioned, but they've been shooting the ball well ever since then. And Alter is over 30% from behind the arc, averaging 16 a ball game coming in as the Marines commit the first foul of the game. Tyron Beal will go to the line to shoot 2. Beal in the tournament, 7 out of 8 from the charity stripe. Stays nearly perfect from the free throw stripe. So it's going to be interesting to see what Marines team comes out today. Army's played very well on defense throughout this tournament. However, the Marines are a completely different team than the one that we saw on that opening day on Wednesday. Day 4, and this is game 14 of 28. Three ball is missed by Keenan. Into the forecourt now, Ella Ellis, and it swung to Heath. Ellis, the leading scorer for Army. Too strong off the glass. Ella Ellis, 54% from the field, 56% from behind the arc, 18 points per game. He's got 55 points so far here in the tournament. Keenan coming up short. Beal with the rebound. Here's Wilson. Wilson scoops it over Beal, and he's going to make that every time. You have got to get a guy on Tyron Beal in the paint. Alter into the forecourt, swings it on the left side. Baptiste bounce passes it back to him. Now Keenan goes back to Alter. Alter for 3, not that time. Alter the lone point so far for the Marines, just underway. Running and gunning, Wilson missed it long. Beal had it rejected, and that's better defense from Lennon. Beal called for the foul as Jacobs came down with the rebound. Early sub for the Marines. Daquan Isaiah coming into the game. I believe it was his mom who was on the YouTube chat last night who corrected me. I thought Dewan, but it's Daquan Isaiah with a Q. Jacobs on the near side. Here's Keenan, top of the key. Isaiah on the right wing, guarded in the man-to-man by Heath. 10 to shoot now. Jacobs fakes the three, driving on Ellis. A double team comes, gets it out. Alter into the circle, into the lane, floats it up, puts it in. Alter with all 5 points for the Marines. Here comes Army. Wilson, yes, and the foul. How about that from Wilson in transition? Army has been pushing the basketball. 88.7 points per game. Wilson, just his second free throw attempt here today. In this tournament, he's 1 for 1, now 2 for 2. Lennon out, and Sean Stewart, number 21 for the Marines, comes into the game. Alter, Jacobs on the far side, back to him in the corner. Alter thought about it from deep, back to Jacobs. Jacobs pass deflected, Alter in the corner now, guarded by Henderson, gets it to Keenan. Keenan can't get it to go, and he took a shot. So numbers right now for Army as you see Keenan start to sprint back, but it's a 3 by Wilson. Timeout by the Marines. Great start for Army as they lead by 7, 16:41 left to go here in the opening half. We'll be back after this. Well, Army coming in at 2-1, winning over the Marines, losing the Air Force by 3, and then winning by 13 against Navy yesterday. In that game, they outshot Navy 45% to 35%. 22 assists on 32 field goals made. Ella Ellis with 30, Beal 15 and 11. Strong move out of the timeout, counting in the foul for Jacobs. The Marines, as I mentioned, also 2-1, falling to Army, beating Navy by 16 and the Air Force by 12 yesterday, 77-65. The Marines had 15 steals in that game. 6 more three-pointers than the Air Force. Alter had 23, Keenan with 20. Day 4, and so far the energy good for both of these teams. I was wondering as we go on in this tournament how the energy would be, and no tired legs so far. Wilson stepped out of bounds, so a turnover, and the ball goes back to the Marines. Army by 5 here in the early stages. Alter into the forecourt, guarded by Heath. Keenan over to Jacobs, thought about the catch and shoot. Instead, skies it for Isaiah. Keenan to the cutter. Stewart can't get it to go. Nothing on the inside so far for the Marines, except for that one shot by Jacobs in the lane. Henderson spins in. Ellis for 3, yes. Ella Ellis, as I mentioned, 56% from behind the arc coming in, 10 of 18. Isaiah. Alter. Now Jacobs. It's over to Keenan. Keenan's played well. Montonio, 48% shooting. For the shoots, Alter's going to have to get one off. Instead, gets it out. Stewart beats the clock, but short on the three. Hassel the rebound. Marcus Heath, 45% shooting, 16 assists in the first 3 games. Dishing it out. Ellis fakes it, tries to dunk it and missed. Isaiah in transition. Pull-up jumper, yes, from the free throw stripe. 15-9, Army by 6 here. 5 minutes and change here in this first half. Give and go. Hassel looking for Heath. And an offensive foul as Alter took the charge. Alter at 5'6", and I can say this as somebody who's 5'5". When you're that short and you're out there on the basketball court, you learn real quick how to take charges. You learn how to set your feet. That's the first thing you study. Use that body. Let those big guys knock you over. Get a possession for your team. Jacobs, top of the key. Looking for Alter. It was deflected back to him. 4 to shoot now. Jacobs with 1. They're not going to get it off. Well, the shot, they say, was in time, but Isaiah missed it back rim. Good defense at the outset for Army. Driving in, Ellis with the fake and score. Ellis puts Army back up by 8. Alter into the forecourt. Bounce pass to Keenan, inside Stewart to the cutter, Jacobs, and Jacobs will go to the line. Jacobs coming into today was 7 out of 8 from the charity stripe. Jacobs, 4.3 points, 2 rebounds. Last year, his production has gone up with 9 points and 6 rebounds per game so far here in 2017. The Marines have already won more games than they have the last 3 tournaments combined. But they're hungry, playing well against Army here at the outset. Army with some good defense here early on, but it's still a 6-point game. Ellis changes that. Another 3. Ella Ellis. Ellis, who played last year with the Maine Red Claws, just a couple of games for them. Got a look from the Washington Wizards of the NBA. Keenan can't get it to go. Keenan cold at the start, rebound to Ellis. Ellis has done more than just scoring. He's got a couple of steals as well defensively. That pass is thrown out of bounds. So the ball will go back to the Marines. Brian Baptiste returns for the Marines. Sean Stewart goes out. Delvin Henderson out there. So Delvin wearing number 2. Here's a 3 by Baptiste. Can't get it. Hassel the board. Heath into the forecourt. The pass is deflected out of bounds and will stay on this side. 7.5 minutes in here in the opening half. Another sub for Army. Marquise Becton. Becton averaging just over 9 points off the bench. Hassel tries the 3, missed it back rim. Alter has 5 of the 11, and he is fouled. That'll be team foul number 5 on Army, just 2 for the Air Force, or for the Marines, excuse me. More shuffling by Carl Little as Philip Brown comes into the game for Army. Number 1 on your screen. Alter will direct traffic for the Marines. Entry pass deflected. Keenan able to get it back to Alter, though. Baptiste. Jacobs fakes the 3, drives. And that pass is deflected. Here's Becton. Becton can't get the layup to go. Keenan at the half circle. Jacobs, Baptiste for 3. Missed that one short. Becton the rebound. But a foul called on him. Correction, it's going to go on Ellis. Well, Ellis is starting to heat up. He had just 11 in the first meeting between these two, but as the tournament has gone on, he's looked for his shot more and more. It's going to be a blocking foul, so now Army has put the Marines in the bonus with their 7th team foul, so 11:35 to go in the half. We'll have free throws now. Daquan Isaiah, 4 out of 6 in the tournament from the charity stripe. Shooting the 1-and-1. Sub in for Army is number 15, Jamal Thomas. Front end is good. The Marines as a team shooting 79% from the charity stripe. Army 81%. 1 out of 2 on that trip. Brown into the forecourt. Guarded by Alter. Henderson. Becton. Hassel to the bucket over the defender, Keenan. Army by 10. Baptiste into the forecourt for the Marines. Alter to the bucket. Alter over the trees. Kevin Alter. Alter does not hesitate. As I mentioned, he's just 5'6", but he plays big underneath. He will cut. Henderson gets it out. Hassel, the fake, the scoop, the score. Army back up by double figures. Nearing the midway point here in the opening half. Alter will call for time, so we go away. 10:23 left to go here in the first half. Army by 10. We'll be back. Army's hot shooting 2017 tournament continuing here in this first half. Army 9 of 15, 60% from the field. The Marines just 5 out of 15. 12-6 the rebounds in favor of Army as well. Army 8 assists on 9 makes. How about that? This is an unselfish team. Ella Ellis, 8 points, 6 apiece for Beal and Wilson, 7 for Kevin Alter. Chris Shima, glad to be back with you here in San Antonio as the Marines will get it back. I believe Army stepped out of bounds. Coming up later today, it's Navy and the Air Force, the women followed by the men. Again, all games 20 minutes apart. Underneath Baptiste, couple of fakes, couldn't get it. Rebound to Henderson. That's Delvin Henderson with the board. Brown to the bucket, yes. This Army team looks strong here in this tournament. Moody over to Isaiah. There's Moody, Baptiste, now Moody. Still 14 to shoot. Army collapsing underneath, and Baptiste had it deflected out. Last touch by Army. Darrell Henderson coming into the game for Army. Baptiste will sit for the Marines as Jordan Johnson comes in. Moody. Here's Isaiah. 3 by Jacobs with the shot clock running down. Had to force it up. So turnover gets the ball back to Army. Their strong defense here in this tournament continues on. Catch and shoot 3 by Becton. Missed it back rim. Isaiah with the rebound. Daquan Isaiah, 15 points per game so far in this tournament. Moody for 3. That not even close. Might have been blocked. Brown, Becton on the run. It's Henderson. Swings it out to the bucket. Unable to throw it down, Thomas. Moody underneath. And that's the first field goal for Keenan. Nearing 8.5 left to go here in this first half. Army leads by 10. Henderson to Becton. Thomas over to Brown on the right. And Becton called for steps. So a rare Army turnover, just their 3rd of the game. And Army will call for time. We'll be back. Nearing 8 minutes left to play here in this opening half. Army 26, Marines 16. Chris Shima, glad to be back with you here in San Antonio. This is the official midway point of the tournament. Game number 14 of 28. Out of the timeout, Domenico Jacobs over to Moody. Moody given space, and he makes them pay. Moody came in 2 of 6 from behind the arc, and now Army with a turnover. So back-to-back turnovers for Army. Marcus Heath will come in at the next whistle. Jacobs on the far side. Isaiah, yes. 6-0 run for the Marines as they cut it down to 4. Alley-oop off the mark as Thomas threw it off and it hit the rim intended for Becton. Army steals it back, and this time Thomas will take it himself for the easy two. Moody into the front court. Isaiah to Johnson. Johnson back to him. Isaiah looking for a screen, double teamed over to Johnson. Johnson steps inside the arc. Baseline shot is way off, and it goes out of bounds. Actually, it's going to be a shot clock violation first. Ella Ellis returning, Marcus Heath and Kyle Wilson for Army. Checking back in for the Marine Corps is Kevin Alter. Dominic Moody goes to the bench. Into the front court. Henderson forced the pass. Good job by Jacobs to deflect it out. Jacobs out. Baptiste returns for the Marines. Oh boy, nobody underneath. Terrible defense. Darrell Henderson with the easy two. Alter into the forecourt. Baptiste. Keenan triggers a triple, goes halfway down and comes out. Ellis the rebound. Heath looking underneath. Henderson blocked, and Keenan ties him up. Great defensive play from Montonio Keenan. And he gets the ball on the possession arrow. So Marines possession. Alter. Here is Baptiste. Keenan over to Isaiah. Isaiah from the half circle, missed it back rim. And the rebound comes to Ellis. Ellis into the forecourt, had it poked away. Henderson is there though. Henderson to the lane, and he's fouled on the floor by Baptiste. That's just the third team foul for the Marines, with 5:31 left to play here in this opening half. Jacobs will come back into the game as Johnson will depart. Heath the inbound. Quick shot by Henderson, right block, no. Put back is no good by the other Henderson, Darrell. And he's fouled. Baptiste called for the foul, so Darrell Henderson at the line. 8 out of 9 coming into play here today from the charity stripe. Darrell Henderson played college ball at Warner University, 18.7 points, 7.9 rebounds as a senior in the 2009-2010 season. Last year in this tournament, 9.6 points, shot 60% from the field, and averaged almost 7 rebounds. So far, he's averaging around 9.7 boards here in this tournament. Gets the friendly roll, and Army by 10 again. Marines cut it to 6 briefly. And away from the ball, we're going to get a foul on Army. It's going to be on Becton. Marines are in the bonus. Phillip Brown coming into the game. Becton picking up his 3rd foul, so he'll be done for the duration of this half. Alter can't get the front end. Rebound comes to him though. 3 by Isaiah. Can't get it to go. Extra possession again for the Marines. Alter from deep. Short, skying for the rebound was Darrell Henderson. Brown into the forecourt, inside 5 minutes to play here in the opening half. Brown guarded by Baptiste in the man-to-man. And underneath, there's going to be an offensive foul called. It's going to be on Darrell Henderson. So the Marine Corps get it back. Lennon returning for the Marines as Isaiah comes out. Timeout by Army again. We will go away. 4:45 left to go here in the opening half. We'll be right back. Welcome back to San Antonio. Chris Sheeman here with you. 32-22 Army by 10. Marines with the basketball. Alter will bring it into the forecourt. Marine Corps under 30% shooting. Army shooting 55%. Army +7 in rebounding. Domenico Jacobs for 3 though, and despite that poor shooting, the Marines are hanging around. Four 3-pointers so far. Jacobs is called for the foul. It's going to be team foul number 5 on the Marines. Kevin Alter with 7 points to lead the Marines. Daquan Isaiah with 6. Ella Ellis has 8, 6 apiece for Beal and Wilson for Army. Ella Ellis 8 points, 5 rebounds as he goes to the bucket, and Ellis will go to the line. Team foul number 6, so both teams are going to be in the bonus now over the final 4:02. Ella Ellis from the charity stripe, 7 out of 9 here in this tournament. Coming in for Army is Ernest Hassel. Darrell Henderson will come out. Second free throw bounces in, and the lead back to 9. Alter into the forecourt. Keenan. Back to him. Alter drives in, bounce pass to Jacobs, takes it to the baseline. Now Keenan with 6 to shoot. Jacobs, oh boy, he got Henderson to commit, and then Henderson climbed over him. That's the 10th team foul for Army, so double bonus time for Jacobs and the Marines. Jacobs 2 out of 3 from the charity stripe here today. Short on the first one. Johnson coming back in. So Johnson replacing Lennon. 1 out of 2 at the line, and the lead is 8 for Army. 3.5 left to play here in the opening 20. Phillip Brown guarded by Alter. Bounce pass goes to Wilson. Wilson surveys, tosses right side to Ellis, and they call an illegal screen on Hassel. So the Marines get it back. Alter into the forecourt. Jacobs on the right side, gets a screen. Keenan, catch and shoot, yes. The Army lead is down to 5. Keenan came in 5 out of 17 from downtown. He's 1 out of 3 here today. Driving in Brown, and Brown draws the foul. So Brown will get 2. 2 out of 2 so far in this tournament from the free throw line. Jacobs picking up the foul. That's his second. First free throw is short for Brown. And the second one way short. Rebound by Johnson. Here come the Marines looking to make a push late in this first half. Jacobs to Isaiah. Johnson threw it away. Delvin Henderson the steal. Ellis kicks it to Wilson from downtown. Off the back of the rim, tip for the rebound. And Jacobs has it. Jacobs, top of the key. Over to Alter. Alter. Baseline shot is good. So it was a 10-point Army lead, 32-22. Since then, a 9-2 run. Underneath, Brown all alone, and he scores to end the Marines' run. 1:46 to go here in the first half. As we have been, we'll take our usual break at the half of 15 minutes. Come back, give you the first half numbers. Isaiah, baseline 3, goes in and out, but the ball tipped to him. Isaiah out to Alter. And he'll back it out. Jacobs on the right side. Keenan got hit in the lane. So Keenan's take a couple of rough shots in this one. He'll go to the line. Some foul trouble starting to creep in for Army already in this first half. 3 fouls on Ernest Hassel. Marcus Heath left at about the 5-minute mark after picking up his third. First free throw up and good. Baptiste in for the Marines, and Sean Hackshaw coming in for the first time for Army. Also out there is Darrell Henderson, who picks up the rebound. Ellis into the forecourt. Less than a minute left to play here in the opening frame. 12 to shoot for Army. Hackshaw, top of the key. Over to Henderson from downtown. The rainbow shot, no. Tip for the rebound. It comes to Baptiste. Alter. Here's Keenan. Baptiste. Marines being patient here. 9 to shoot now. Isaiah cut off. Alter with the fake. Step back 3. Whoa, wow. How did he get that over Hackshaw? That was great defense from Hackshaw. Alter scorching it in this first half. 8 seconds now for Army. Hackshaw to the bucket, dumps it off. Henderson, the two-handed jam. Full court throw by Isaiah goes out of bounds, and the first half comes to an end with Army leading 38-35. So we'll go away, bring you the first half numbers, second half action here in about 15 minutes. Don't go too far. Welcome back to San Antonio, 38-35. Army with a slim 3-point lead at the half. Army shooting 54% to just 36% for the Marines, but the Marines, most of their shots coming from behind the arc. They've hit 6 3-pointers to just 3 for Army, and that's really the difference, +4 the rebounding in favor of Army. Army dominating points in the paint, 22-10. Army with just 10 turnovers, and that's the other key, as the Marines 12-4 points off turnovers. So leading scorer in the ball game is Kevin Alter, 5 out of 7 shooting. He's got 12 points, 2 out of 4 from behind the arc, also has 2 assists. Ella Ellis is in double figures for Army with 10 points and 5 rebounds. 6 points apiece for Beal and Wilson. 8 points for Domenico Jacobs for the Marines. And 6 for Keenan and Isaiah. So Army getting a triple to start off this second half. Chris Shema, glad to be with you wherever you're watching from, or wherever you've been watching from all tournament long. We appreciate it. Keenan. Here is Jacobs. Back to Keenan. Keenan shot blocked. Taken away, Darrell Henderson. Great defense by him. Becton throws full court. Ellis for 3 off the back of the rim. Offensive rebound by Beal. Becton will set up the offense for Army. Army trying to go to 3-1. 3-team tie for first place. The Marines, Army, and the Air Force are all 2-1. As that 3 is missed by Baptiste. Correction, it's Army. Army is first, the Air Force is second, and the Marine Corps is third. Even though everybody's 2-1, point differential factors in as the main tiebreaker. To the bucket, Heath got it to go. Heath had to sit a lot in that first half because of foul trouble. He and Henderson both have 3 fouls. Keenan back to Alter, step back 3, gets the bounce. Kevin Alter is now 3 out of 5 from downtown. 5-point game. Heath to the lane, and then his shot no good. The ball deflected by Jacobs, so we'll stay with Army here. Henderson blocked but fouled, and it's going to go on Keenan. So Henderson goes to the line. Darrell Henderson, 2 out of 2 so far today. 10 of 11 in the tournament from the charity stripe. First one is good. First foul of the second half. And it was the second on Keenan. Second free throw no good. Keenan the rebound. Just the second miss in the tournament for Henderson at the charity stripe. Alter gets a screen. Alter to the bucket, swings it out. Keenan for 3, missed it short. Offensive rebound by Lennon, but deflected out of bounds by Army. Johnson in, Lennon out for the Marines. And Jacobs to inbound it. Keenan, here's Baptiste. Johnson to the bucket, comes up short. Henderson the rebound. Heath into the forecourt for Army. Heath looking underneath, gets it over, and Beal lays it up and in for the easy two. Tyron Beal now with 8 points. Alter, here's Johnson, gives it back to him. And Johnson called for the offensive foul. Trying to free up Alter. That's going to be the second now on the Marines, and Johnson will come out as Lundell Lennon coming back in. Heath into the forecourt. This is Wilson at the half circle. Henderson driving left of the lane. Yes, on the assist by Heath. Army back up by 10. Largest lead was 12 in the first half. Marines briefly led by 1 in the early stages. That 3 is off from Keenan. Keenan just 2 of 9 here today. Beal flips it up off the back of the rim. A rare miss from that range. Keenan the rebound. Alter into the front court. Alter had it taken away by Henderson, and then a foul on the Marine Corps. So 3 quick ones on the Marines. Coming in is Daquan Isaiah, and we're going to get a timeout before that. So timeout with 15:49 to go in the ball game. We'll be back here in just a moment. There you see the Marines breaking the huddle. Chris Sheeman, glad to be back with you here in San Antonio. Day 4 here in this round robin. Consolation and championships coming up on Tuesday. Don't forget, folks, set your clocks back. Keenan out of the timeout, turns it over. Excuse me, that was Heath turning it over. So Marines will get it back here. Keenan. Isaiah for 3 off the back of the rim. And the tip comes to Heath. Right side, that 3 ball is good. Ella Ellis from downtown. I mentioned it in the first half. Ellis over 55% from behind the arc so far in this tournament. Today, he's 3 out of 3. He's got 13 points. And this is the biggest lead of the day for Army. Now it's a steal by Beal, who lays it up and in. Army by 15. Alter over to Isaiah. Isaiah shot blocked by Wilson. Alter fakes, steps right, shoots the 3, missed it back rim. Here comes Army. Ellis turns on the Jets, goes to the bucket and scores. And this is dangerous minutes here for the Marines, who were hanging around, but Army starting to push it out. And another timeout. So we go away again with 14-19 left to go in the ball game. Marines with the basketball. Some work to do, though, as Army's come out strong here in this second half. They lead by 17. Jacobs to Alter. Alter double teamed. Keenan gets it to Isaiah. Corner three, rims in. A much needed bucket out of the timeout for the Marines. Got to get stops now. Easier said than done against this Army team. Best shooting team in the tournament. Beal had it blocked, and it hit the opposite side of the backboard, so that's out of bounds. So Army will keep it. Heath to inbound with 19 on the shot clock. Ellis, catch and shoot three, in and out. Rebound skied for by Keenan. Jacobs. And that pass is off the mark. Keenan not expecting it from Isaiah. Isaiah out. Dominic Moody coming in. Here's Heath, guarded by Alter. Heath scoops it up and draws a foul. That's going to be 4 on the Marines. Three fouls on Lennon. Marcus Heath at the line for the first time today. Perfect 2 out of 2 in the tournament. Make it 3 out of 3. Heath gets the second. 16-point advantage for Army. Army looking to go to 3-1. Regardless of what happens in this game, the Marines control their destiny. Their only loss is to Army. They go 0-2 against Army, it doesn't matter. All they need to do, and it's easy for me to say, but all they have to do is beat Navy and the Air Force again, and they're a lock for the championship game. Ella Ellis in the lane can't get it to go. So this game really doesn't have much bearing if you're the Marines still. You want to come out and play and compete. Second chance opportunity for Lennon, no good, and a foul called on Beal, I believe. Beal will come out as Darrell Henderson comes in. And he steals it right out of the gate. Henderson for the easy 2. Biggest lead of the day for Army, 59-41. Alter, here's Jacobs. Jacobs to the bucket, and that's an offensive foul. Taking the charge, Henderson. Jacobs picks up his third. 5 team fouls on the Marines now with 12:02 left to go. Heath And that pass intercepted by Keenan. Good steal by him. Halter turns on the Jets. Blocked from behind by Henderson. Heath bounce passes it full court to Ellis. And Army goes up by 20. Timeout by the Marines. So with Army up by 20, we're going to cut the audio so that I can save my voice a little bit. Should the game become close again, I'll bring it back. We'll keep the mic on so that you can get the sights and sounds here in San Antonio after this timeout.